There is only one train driver whose name is known the world over. Almost a legendary figure, he inspired songwriters and movie makers, as well as generations of children.
Casey Jones was the astronaut of his day. Here was a vehicle, a powerful big black engine that could move down the rails at 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. And so it was the dream of every little boy to become a railroad engineer.
But perhaps Casey isn't the best role model.
Casey Jones did not like to be late. He had some incidences where he was going a little bit too fast through the yard, maybe slightly bumped another train here or there along the way.
Casey's memorial in Tennessee recalls his final fatal crash in April 1900. His fireman, Sim Webb, survived. His story of the most celebrated train wreck of all time contradicts the official version. Casey and Sim were speeding south through Mississippi. They'd been late leaving Memphis, but were making up time.
Sim Webb said that he feels confident they reached perhaps 100 miles an hour that evening. He was only 2 minutes behind schedule. There was 3 trains waiting ahead at a little community called Vaughan, Mississippi. They didn't know he was coming quite as quickly as he was coming. And Sim immediately turned to Casey and said,
"Oh, my Lord, here's something on the main line."
Casey began immediately blasting on his whistle to warn everyone ahead. And then he turned back to Sim and he said to Sim,
"Jump, Sim, jump." I grabbed the handrail, slid down as far as I could go, then turned loose.
He broke his arm in the jump and was knocked unconscious for a while. But Casey's engine, all 130 tons of it, crashed through the caboose, just splintered into a million pieces. A wood splinter actually went through his nose and out the back of his head. But he was the only one killed in the wreck. Casey Jones was a hero, staying at his post, trying his best to slow that train down before it crashed into the other one.
But who was to blame for the collision? Casey's bosses were in no doubt.
The official report, which is very straightforward, indicates that Casey Jones was at fault. The exact terminology was that Engineer Jones was solely responsible for the accident for disregarding the signals of Flagman Newberry. The interesting thing about all this, though, is that Sim Webb, shortly after the accident, and for the rest of his life until his death in 1957, said that neither he nor Casey Jones ever saw the signals on the track. Without warning, we crashed into the other train. And so there you have the controversy, and there you have one of the pieces of the puzzle of the legend that we know today as Casey Jones.
How many drivers who crash their trains become national heroes? Nowadays, we're less forgiving. We need to know who's to blame when disaster strikes.